and a Happy New Year 2022, and well, this is my first video of the year. Let's have a year that is better than last. If the only thing that you do from last year is simply surviving, hey, you're doing a great job. A lot of us are simply just surviving at this point. This is my brand new setting. You guys can hear the noise from the outside. It's because my house is like right by the roadside. There is never a quiet time in here. I thought that I was gonna do the same thing as I did at my mom's place, where I record in the middle of the night, but no, turns out in the middle of the night there's always some asshole motorbike revving their engine stuff, and I just give up. I just ordered a microphone. It hasn't arrived yet. Hopefully when it does, I'll have better sound than this. It's 2nd of January. Well, of course, according to the thumbnail, it's World Introvert Day. And yes, I only discovered that last year. In tandem with the occasion, I've decided to talk about 4 introvert characters in fiction that we all love and might even underappreciate. Let's dive right in. So let's go into our first introvert. It's Mr. Darcy of Pemberley.
Darcy.
Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. I'd like Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy was Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy defined the whole cold, unapproachable hero that we see in K-dramas these days, and of course still is, by the way. Women love Mr. Darcy, men wants to be Mr. Darcy and everything, and I still love Mr. Darcy. He's a prime example of what it feels like to be an introvert. People misunderstood you. The reason the whole drama happens because Elizabeth misunderstood Mr. Darcy as being an antisocial person, just being a douchebag who is extremely prideful and cares about class and everything. And according to Mrs. Gardner, he's actually quite a very social man, which is actually the opposite of the first time Elizabeth see him at the ball. It's because he is not antisocial, he's actually just asocial. He's not comfortable in a room full of people, and he filters a lot of the people that he interacts with, and that also makes him seems prideful, which he is actually guilty of when he separates Jane and Bingley. The thing that people love most about Mr. Darcy is also the very thing that a lot of K-drama, C-drama, Taiwan dramas, or Thai drama writers brush past when it comes to writing a Mr. Darcy-like character, is that Mr. Darcy is a man who is capable of taking criticism and transforming himself. He take that criticism well, and he didn't brush her off like, oh no, what do you know, you're a peasant and everything. No, he actually took that criticism well, and he made an effort to change. When you watch a lot of K-dramas and C-drama heroes and everything, they don't really make the effort to change. They only change once they get the girl, but they still get the girl where they're being prideful and douchebag and Darcy-like. It's just yeah, I think that's a way misinterpretation of what Mr. Darcy is supposed to be. Mr. Darcy actually transformed himself to get the girl, while modern Asian drama heroes, no, they get the girl and then they transform. And even then, it's not even a transformation. It's mostly they become just a softie. It makes the transformation feel very superficial.
Bye, Mr. Darcy.
Our introvert number 2 is Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. I love the way her character is written. I love how she is someone with righteous moral, but at the same time she has flaws, and there are some things that she did wrong. She's a teenager living in a dystopian world, and then she had to endure hardship, essentially becoming the breadwinner of the family, a mother figure to her sister, and becoming an unwilling beacon of hope for revolution. You know, at the end of the day, she's still a teenager. She doesn't have a lot of friends, and she doesn't even want to have a lot of friends. From the outside perspective, she appears kind of cold and rigid, not too cold to the point where she looks like Mr. Darcy. It's more like she is very guarded of herself, especially since it's the Hunger Game. You know, everyone is in for themselves and everyone needs to survive for their district. And in order to win the game, they need to have the help of sponsors. And how you want to get sponsors? By being a likable person. And here's the thing, this is the one thing that Haymitch also addressed Katniss. Katniss has to, well, essentially fake it to make it. The thing about Katniss that makes her such an interesting protagonist is because she has skills to fall back to. She's good at hunting, she's good at setting traps. It's because of the skills that she learns from her perilous living condition. So she's essentially a survivalist. She does get angry at times, she gets super emotional. That's just part of being human. It is her ability to learn from the situation. She's quiet, but that does not mean that she's just empty. I can relate to Katniss in some ways. Don't essentially like to have people around a lot, but you know, you fake it. Yeah. So now let's talk about the next character that unfortunately a lot of people might come at me with pitchforks for even mentioning her. It's Bella Swan. No, a lot of people in general hate her. They say that because she's boring. I don't think Bella is boring at all. I love Twilight. Twilight was the highlight of my teenage days, and I still have great memories of it. Twilight actually got me into reading, and I feel really bad. Once I went into uni, I realized that people hate Twilight, and I'm like, yes, Bella is not Katniss, because Bella does not live in a dystopian future where everyone and everything goes to shit. Bella is just a very normal, introverted girl. Bella in the book is better than Bella in the movie. I think it's really obvious from the movie and the book that Bella is an introvert. She doesn't have that many friends. She likes to keep to herself. She's a bit of a daydreamer and everything. That was even addressed in the book, that she doesn't really notice the world around her. Unlike, she's basically the total opposite of Katniss. But in a sense, both characters are still very much introverts. So in the books, she likes to read classics. She actually is very feminine. She has a lot of home skills. They essentially tone down her character in the movie, because in the books, Bella basically takes care of all the household stuff for her father. Yes, the criticism is on that she absolutely have no desire outside of Edward, but here's the thing, she knows what she wants. So she wants to be with the love of her life. You fell in love with someone, you want to pursue him, and he loves you back. Pursue it. Go ahead. No need to villainize or trivialize a woman's goal. You know, just because her goal is just not the same as you, to be an engineer or doctor or something. She just wants to be with her loved ones. She just wants to be with the man that she loves and lives happily ever after. That's my goal too. People hating on Bella is basically everything is wrong with family society. Especially Bella is just literally just a teenage girl. Even before I discovered Twilight, I want someone like that too. Stephenie Meyer simply visualized it in her book. That's it. At the end of the day, Stephenie Meyer write a wish fulfillment book, does not aim to have any Booker Prize award, but still get a lot of attention because, well, she managed to get her own market. But people are being so unfair about it simply because it doesn't fit the mold that they want in a feminist. Sorry guys, apparently my housemate just decided this time that she wants to boombox the whole building, so this character is probably the best one out of the four. The story that this character comes from is also very focused. Yeah, the fourth one is Charlie from The Perks of Being Wallflower. I'd rather not spoil much about this book because this is something that you have to read for yourself. The book itself deals with a lot of social issues. It deals with trauma, it deals with grief, it also deals with friendship and sexuality and affection, family. It's a very short read, but I guarantee you're gonna walk out of it feeling like you have a sense of understanding. Perks of Being a Wallflower is essentially a coming-of-age novel. This is about him gaining maturity and learning from the mistakes of the adults around him. Being an introvert does not mean that you're being ignored and you still matter in other people's lives. There are just times when you chose to be on your own and look onto people. In Charlie's case, it's about him evolving into being someone that is no longer ignored, But that does not mean that he has to be the popular kid or something. He's still being himself, but in a sense, he is evolved to being someone that contributes. He is someone that contributes to others, and others also contributes more to him. So that is all for me, guys. Which are the 4 characters that you love the most? And do you agree or disagree with me? You know, whatever. Leave it in the comments below and let me know what you think. And again, Happy New Year and Happy World Introvert Day. Let's all have a great year ahead of us, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.